Let's see. All right. Well, looks like while people start bouncing on, we can get started. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday the 11th, and we've got 2 more Fridays in June. And one of the things I was pretty excited about today was, I'm not sure if you read the email or watched the last call, but one of the things I was super excited about is talking about, hold on, let me let some more people in. It's talking about what happens to our mindset at this time of the year, and then a couple of practical application things that we can do so that we can start really moving our business forward for the second half. So a couple of things first. I did get an email from somebody who said, hey, you told us all about that personal development class and you said you were going to put it in the email and you didn't. So I will, I did put something in the group in the chat that day that we talked about it, about PSI seminars and its effect on my life and the things I do, and the number of people that we have invited to attend that class and the difference it's made in their lives. So it's one of those ripple effects. And so I promise in this next email to send out the details of that. I also can get us anybody that might want to attend. I have the possibility, depending on where you would attend it, to possibly get you a discount on the tuition. So that one was, like I said, that the course, the company that I did that course with, and the other courses I took with that company definitely proved to be very life-changing for me and moved me in the direction of where I've landed today. So happy to talk to any of you guys about that. It is something that I have a lot of passion for. And again, I'll put the link to their website. There we go. Let's see, everyone, why does that say in waiting room? Everyone, there shouldn't, gosh darn it. Okay. Hold on, I'm having a little bit of trying to get, there we go. Looks like that's working now. All right. And then to everyone, so. Yeah, sorry, Carla, I thought I put it into everyone and it went into everyone in the waiting room, which is not what I intended. Okay, there we go. Hey, Bubba. All right. Okay, so everybody give me a thumbs up or something that you can hear me okay, because most of you are on, in fact, all of you are on, oh, hi, Patrice. Hi, Teresa.
Thumbs up.
All right, cool. All right, I was just worried because I didn't have any live camera, so I can't tell if you guys freeze or not, because if you freeze, it's because of me. If I freeze, it's because of you. All right. So let's get started. Let me talk about a few things first. I was just on a quick little speakings tour in Southern California. We spoke in four different cities and we got to, probably talk to a couple hundred people over that time. It was pretty cool. And covered some of the stuff that we covered last week, which is really being a student of your marketplace. And I want to make sure I say that again, because there's a lot of people on here that I know and respect, that you need to be a student of your marketplace. You need to understand everything about the marketplace you work in. Most of the stuff you can find on Google. The rest of it you can find by calling, emailing, planning department of your local city, municipality. I have a good friend on here named Kimberly that is possibly going to be selling in two areas, two completely different states. And you think about that when you're selling in two completely different. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
When you think about selling in two different states or two different cities, regardless, two different cities, regardless if they're in the same state or not, it's about knowing, being able to speak intelligently about it. And in the old days, like in the 80s and 90s, before we had all these, we had to go down and use microfiche and find the right people to ask the right questions to. But knowing the population, knowing the square miles of your city, knowing the schools, those kinds of things. And there's resources for all of it. So it's much easier to do. And I got to tell you guys, we are going into a period where he who knows most wins most when it comes to being the real estate agent of choice. You need to win out over the big monsters like Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com, because they're getting just algorithm and what do they call them? Algorithms, and they call them whatever they are. They're all fighting to get that client and win them over.
It's CRM, customer relationship management type stuff.
Yeah, let's see, where's that? There we go. All right, so now to get started talking about some of the things that I was super excited about, which is, I said there's 2 Fridays left, and then all of a sudden we're at July, right? Now, why did I say that? July 1st falls on a Thursday, so our first call in July will be Friday. And the reason I say that is July 1st is monumental because it is the first day of the second half of the year. And while human beings could choose, while human beings can choose to have a fresh start every minute, every hour, every day, every week, but they don't. We don't. We tend to need like, oh, it's January 1st. I have a fresh start. Last year's behind me. We could do that at any point in time. That's our own mindset issue, right? But personally, one of my things has been looking at July 1st. This has really worked for me as the beginning of the second half of the year, which is a new refreshing start, meaning I can dismiss all of the mistakes I made in the first half of the year. I can dismiss all of the things that I said I would do that I didn't. How many of you are struggling with that right now? I said I would do this and I didn't. I said I would do that and I didn't. I said I wouldn't do that and I did it anyway, like those kinds of things. I'm a huge fan of donuts. I've told many of you this before, and I do my best to avoid them. We were at a meeting. I was speaking the other day. We got done speaking. They said, hey, we've got like a taco truck set up in the back, and they had this, nice different choices of chicken and pork, and they had all kinds of different vegetables to put on it. So you didn't really even need to eat a tortilla. You could just put that stuff in your plate and have a nice healthy meal. But then somebody made the mistake of bringing Krispy Kreme donuts, and then I made the mistake of having to eat one. I mean, you can't have Krispy Kreme donuts there. So I say that because this is the thing that we struggle with, is telling ourselves what we're going to do and then not doing it. So let's get back to that. What can we do to plan out the beginning of the second half so that we have more success in the second half than we did in the first half? And there's nothing more exciting than to have a second half that eclipses your first half, but more than that, maybe sets the tone for you ending up having a much better year than you ever thought you would, based on what happened in the first half. Now, there's several tools that we can use to do that. We can plan out our schedule a little better, and I have a form that I'll get you. It is on the RGT resources page, and that is the Perfect Week, PW, Perfect Week. It's an Excel spreadsheet where you plan out your week as you most like to see it work. And I've talked to you guys about this, but I haven't talked about it in like a long, long time. And this is something that's really, really important, is that you be looking at how you can maximize your schedule. The busier people get, the more they learn. The more they learn. Somebody, actually, Carla was mentioning in her comment that you guys can all see, because it's to everyone, about the book, the 12-week year. And I know a lot of teams around the country that are using that, meaning set your 12-week goals and make that your year, basically. So, and it's really, I have not read the book, but I've been told about it by several people. However, I do want to focus on one thing. You know your weaknesses better than anybody. You know your distractions better than anybody. You know where you put your time better than anybody. And you know when you're being lazy better than anybody. You know your demons. Simple as that. You know your demons. And your best friends may know them, but nobody knows them as intimately as you do. The reason I say that is you're in a position to take hold of that and actually grasp onto it and say, you know what, all the crap that I've told myself before that I haven't done, that I said I was going to do, I forgive myself for all of that, and I'm going to start doing something differently effective July 1st, or effective tomorrow, or effective on the 1st of any month. Now, I'm always excited about new months and new weeks, and I say, okay, I can break these habits, but I'm determined to make my listing inventory much higher in the second half than I had it be in my first half. And why am I saying that? Because I'm ramping up right now. I'm getting a lot of listing appointments. I'm super excited about that. But I want to be doing more than that in terms of the listing business, because it's where the most net income for your hours spent comes from. Let me remind you that. It's nothing wrong with you working with buyers, but for listings, it's the most net amount of money you can get in the real estate industry is taking listings. So it's very important that you start saying, what do I want? You may not want that. You might say, I want to close 6 buyers in the second half of the year and I'll be super happy. Good. Then commit yourself to whatever it's going to take to do that. This isn't about the size of your goal. It's the execution of your goal. And I want to remind you that all the time. Don't compare yourself to others. If you're talking to somebody and they go, I want to sell 23 more houses in the second half of the year. Good for them. That doesn't have to be you. And that doesn't make you any less than because you don't have that size goal. It's okay. All right. Somebody give me a thumbs up or anything that we're okay and you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Carla. And that is, guys, thank you, Renee, also, if you guys look around at what is the problem in today's society, it is actually spending so much energy on things you don't control. And what you don't control is what other people say or do, either about you or for themselves. So why not do this? Why not get laser focus on what it is you want? Talk to the people that love you and that you love. Again, talk to the people that love you and that you love, and get support for them showing you a mirror of yourself when you're not doing it. Look, having a second half be a lot better than the first half. And you might be saying, well, Rick, why are we talking about this? We still have a couple of Fridays left in this month before we get to the first half, because I want you to start to put those things into action before July 1st gets here. Do you know why I say this? What happens at the beginning of every July? All right, you don't have to guess. It's called the July 4th holiday. All right? And do you know how many people go, well, July 4th holiday starts on July 1st and ends on July 10th. So I'm going to be taking it easy that time. Good. It's the same thing that happens around the holidays at Christmas, New Year's, or whatever it is you celebrate around those times. We start taking off like weeks before there's any need to take off. So if you need an excuse to be lazy and relax or to not work, then it doesn't need an excuse. It needs a decision. Okay? It needs a decision. Like my phone was ringing at night after 8 till and just had to.
You're cutting up, Rick.
Yeah, really bad.
I have to jump through all of these hoops to be able to create the design.
Rick, we're losing your sound.
Recreate that. There's another ad hoc set of steps that I have to perform that. If I could,
We can't hear you.
See if I'm getting into a better area here.
State, I test, I execute, I get whatever my result is, then I'm able to reset that and perform.
See.
We're hearing like the TV in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, thank
That
you,
sounds
Patrice. Sorry
better.
about that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we went through. I am in a moving vehicle, but I have Wi-Fi, but it's I think it stuttered. Oh, it's got all full bars now, so we're good. All right. So one of the things that I've found to be helpful, number one, many times I don't agree. Okay, and other people will agree or disagree with me. It's okay. The reason I say that is that the people say that if you just get consistent about that, it gets easier and easier. Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to be consistent about getting up at 6 a.m. All right, or 5:30 a.m. or 5 a.m., which I've done a lot this week, because I want to have my day where I can sleep till 8 or 9. Right. So let me ask you: do you have enough discipline so that you can? You guys probably lost me again, right? Anybody hear me? Patrice, you can hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
So, okay. So the discipline of being able to say, this is the morning that I'm getting up at 5, or this is the morning. A couple days ago, we had to get up at 5. This morning, we had to get up at 6. We had one morning where we were able to get up at 7:45, like different things, different days. My wife is one of the advocates of waking up at the same time every day, but I'm able to convince her that there's certain days when we don't have to do that. This is really big because have you ever said to yourself, listen to this, have you ever said to yourself, I'm exhausted, I'll just get up early tomorrow and finish it? Tell me if you've said that. I know I've said that a million times. I'm exhausted, I've got this stuff to do, but I'll just get up early and finish it tomorrow in the morning. And then what do? Then you don't get up early. Then you're saying I should have. And then you're shooting all over yourself. And then it's not healthy. So as you think about what you can do, as you think about what you can do, you will be you can actually make an intellectual decision. Their sleep. Okay, I love my sleep, but I also love my productivity. I love having money in the bank account. I love all of the things that I do, playing basketball, all of them. So you get to choose which is the activity that will most benefit what you want for you. However, we are more driven by pain than we are by pleasure. So, right, sometimes you don't drive into those until all of a sudden there's no money in the bank account, or someone's telling you you're going to have to move out if you don't pay the bills, or that, we start having these desperate things happen that say, oh, I really got to get busy and make things happen. So all I'm asking you to do on today's call is to take a look at how your habits are going and what can you correct starting on July 1st. But you have this ramp up time between now and July 1st so that you will actually put those things into effect. And that is this. If I know I've got a bunch going on, I will get up early so I can get it done and get it caught up. I have somebody I need to call. I'll set up actually a time to make the call. Watch your habits about when you say yes or no to things. If you say yes to talking to somebody and you really truly mean that you do want to talk to them because they also want to talk to you, then pick a time, date, minute that you're going to get on the phone and do it and get it out of the way. The reason we don't schedule things is because we are in avoidance. All right. So when someone says, yeah, I'll give you a call, I go, no, I want to know when you're going to give me a call so I can put it in my calendar, so I can be ready for it, so you're waiting for it. And another call. Put houses on the house and when, time, what day, what open house are they? Like, get clear on everything and quit allowing the different things and the distractions. We all have hundreds of distractions to keep you from having the best second half of the year that you can have. This second half of the year idea, ladies and gentlemen, is really a big one because, like I said, it helps you psychologically, it helps you physically. My wife and I haven't been watching our meal plan as much, and we're like, okay, we're starting on the new meal plan. We're going to kind of ramp up for the rest of June, and July 1st, by July 1st, no more cheating. right? We're using the day to launch us into something new. And you know how you say that? You'll say like around the holidays, oh, January 1st, I'm going to stop eating as much, or I'm going to change what I eat. But you go, but I get to eat like a pig all the way up until then. Whatever. At least you know you have a runway to decide what you want to do until you get there. All right. So let me just see what's in the chat real quick. Yeah, that's everybody can hear me. Good. That's all good. Now, one of the other things too, besides having a strict schedule, is understanding what needs to get done and not ignoring that it gets to get done. In other words, if you're trying to save money and eat more properly, guess what? You don't want to not go shopping and prepare to eat properly. But what we notice is we'll get really busy, forget to go shopping for healthy food, then we'll go out and eat unhealthy food. Now, can you order healthy food when you go out? Yeah, but we end up going out and ordering unhealthy food. Do the things that will cause you to drive your habits ahead of time, early. When I'm talking to real estate agents about their success with their clients and they go, oh, my client was mad at me because of this and that. And I go, that's because you didn't spend enough time ahead of time educating them on the process. Well, nobody knows better than you the process that will get you what you want. What's in your refrigerator? When do you need to shop for food? When do you make the food? When will I take my walk? When will I do my workout? When will I spend time with my significant other? When will I have time with my kids? All of that's got to get into your calendar now, so that you can hit it. You can hit your goals along the way. All right. Very, very important stuff right now that you do this, that this is the time to take a good look and say, is this how I'm going to change my outcome in the second half? Now, in addition to, you notice I just said workouts, date night, I call it date night. There's a lot of different things that you might have on your schedule. And there may be things that aren't on your schedule that you've been working to get into it. You'd be surprised how many people who have kids tell me how long it's been since they've had a date night. And I'm not talking about just little kids. I'm talking about teen kids, etc. When they're using that, you're using that as an excuse to avoid having a date night, one-on-one alone time with your significant other. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that, this is not something that you need to mess around with. I always say that what issues you have with your current relationship, if you don't handle them, you're going to have to handle them in your next relationship. So you might as well just handle them in the relationship you're in now. All right. So understanding what are your big rocks, what are your priorities, and then of course, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about it mostly because of real estate. And when are you lead generating? When are you doing the things that you're supposed to do to create the business you need? Are you door knocking? Are you holding open houses? And when are you going to schedule those? So that's my main point today, was that I really wanted you to have an idea about looking forward to July 1st, right? We've got about 20 days left. 20 days left in this year for you to look ahead to July 1st and say, July 1st will be different because of this, and I'm going to start working on that this coming week, right? I'm going to enjoy my weekend, and I'm going to be a little less productive this weekend, but then on Monday, I'm really going to ramp up and start scheduling out. By the way, one of the things I'd ask you to do is, this is one thing that I've gotten better at over the years. I wish I'd gotten better at it earlier, but at least I can say I'm up there now, which is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking to plan out the most productive week I can in the following week. Not just wait till Sunday or to wait till Monday or Tuesday to plan Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, but start planning it now. How can I be more productive? Say, oh, if I don't have any face-to-face appointments, like if I don't have an appointment to show a property or take a listing, then what am I doing? Well, then I'm usually wasting time. I'm not usually dedicating my time to something in particular. Well, if I don't have a listing appointment or a showing appointment, I could put an appointment in there to sit down at my desk and make calls. All right. And then be reasonable about it. What's the longest appointments you ever go on? An hour, hour and a half, 2 hours? Don't make your calling appointment any more than what's reasonable for you to really do. All right. Because then you'll go into it knowing you're not going to finish it, and you start off failing before you've ever started. So these are the things these are the habits that you can change right now, so that they're starting to be more regular by the time you get to July 1st. All right. I'm gonna stop talking for a minute, see if you have any questions, ahas, thoughts, comments. All right. I don't hear anything.
I like what you just said about if you don't have an appointment, then use that time
Or my favorite, where did this name come from?
to do the lead gen, but be realistic. It's just the time that you would have spent on the appointments.
Very good. Yeah. And thank you for commenting on that, Heidi. Most people will look at lead gen. Someone will say, do 3 hours, do 1 hour. You know, I challenge you to just start with one phone call. You can't get to your third phone call until you've made your first phone call, because the third comes after the second and the second comes after the first. So just one little challenge at a time. Make a phone call, see what happens. And if nobody answers, challenge yourself to keep talking until someone does answer. Andrew, that's very funny. I'm in my RV and my wife is driving. We're heading home from, we were down in your area, Andrew, in Southern California. So and now we're heading back up to home. So I love that, a train in Morocco. You probably mean that because of the
the backdrop.
back here. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah,
So
I like
those
that,
are
Rick.
the,
I like what you said about, discipline. It's all starts with discipline. And,
Yes.
and if you don't do that, then you're not going to get to the second step, which is actually doing the task. But that really resonates with me. I think I struggle with discipline, especially with getting up early. I love to sleep in, and I've been allowing myself to sleep in more often than not. And I just haven't disciplined myself to go to bed early enough to wake up and have a productive day.
All right. So are you okay if, since I know you pretty well, can I ask you some questions about that?
Sure.
All right. So you are a very amazing lady and an amazing lender, and you're successful, and you work alone from home. How do you take the challenge of getting yourself to do what you got to do when you work from home? There's a refrigerator, there's a couch, there's all of these, there's a TV, there's all of these distractions. How are you able to do that?
I think just naturally, I have to always be doing something.
Okay.
I can't just sit and, I have a hard time sitting and watching shows.
Okay.
But sometimes I just stare at my computer screen.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And but I sit there and it's like, and it's the avoidance, oh, I got to call this person. I got to call that person. I don't feel friendly today. I don't feel upbeat today. I don't feel positive today. Like, I don't feel like talking to anybody today. I just want to, but you're just pulling myself out and maybe making a couple of videos. And it's like, oh man, I'm not coming across as genuine because I don't feel it internally at that moment. But then I have my spurts of,
and do you sometimes say,
and that's why I don't like scheduling a lot of times, because I just don't know where my energy level is at or where my mindset is at. Sometimes it's like, I kick it into high gear in the afternoon. Other times I'm at it at 8 a.m. and I'm kicking it in high gear. So scheduling it for me is always hard because I just don't know where I'm going to be at in my mindset to push through.
Right. And that's, you worded it perfectly. Can you hear me okay, Renee?
I can.
Yeah. You worded it perfectly because you don't know where your mindset's going to be at. And that's the problem with all of us. But what we need to do is decide where we want our mindset so we can do what we need to do. In other words, it's the difference between our intellect and our brain overcoming what's going on in our gut. And that goes back to mind over matter. I went to a meeting a few weeks ago in Roseville, California, and it was with a bunch of people I don't know. And it was an investors meeting, not investors in real estate, but investors in stock and those kinds of things. Totally outside of my comfort zone. The only reason I was going is my wife said we needed to be there. And I was wearing a suit, and I got there and it was 99 degrees and everybody was in shorts and flip-flops at an investor meeting. Now, everybody was complimenting me on how I looked, but everybody kept saying, aren't you hot? And I realized I wasn't hot because intellectually I said, what am I going to do? Strip down to nothing here? I'm wearing my clothes. I've decided that I'm comfortable in my clothing. And what was really cool, everything was happening outside. There was food, there was drink. And I was like, this is good. I might maybe end up with some, you know, dampness under my armpits, but I'm not taking my jacket off. And then all of a sudden they go, all right, now for the investor part of the meeting, we're going inside. We go into this beautiful air conditioned building. And I was like, oh, look at that. But the bottom line is, it is mind over matter. It's mind over your pissy attitude. It's mind over today's my crappy mindset day. It's saying intellectually, how do I shift? How do I shift instantly out of being in a pissy mood into a good mood? One of the things I need to do sometimes to do that is I'll just go onto YouTube and pull up some comedians I know and watch 1 or 2 3-minute videos. And man, I'm instantly laughing my ass off. And then I can go back to being the happy, fun me. It's only a shift. It's a decision to shift. And so good for you, Renee, that you find it at different parts of the day. So you get up and you go, okay, I got a ton to do. I might as well just get it done, even if it's 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 4 in the afternoon. All spurts. And I would always say that if I was mad, man, I could clean up the house really well. Last night we were up late, we still had a lot to do, and I just got really driven. We had to get the bottom part of the rig organized, all the storage that goes underneath this. And my wife's like, where are you getting all this energy from? We barely got any sleep last night. And I was like, I just want to get all this done. I scrubbed everything down and reorganized, threw out a bunch of stuff. And so the point is, we all have that. But the idea is, remember the energy at which you tackle cleaning out your closet or cleaning out your garage. It's the same thing. You got to clean out your garage. And how long do you procrastinate till you clean it out? And then when you tackle it, you go at it with really a lot of gusto. It's the same thing with your real estate business. You keep avoiding lead generation. But when you go at it, finally you go, okay, I got energy and I got gusto. I'm going to put it all towards it. So good for you, Renee. I know you have to lead generate and follow up on leads and call people back. So I'm proud of you. So anyway.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. So we have, who else in here does have anybody that has a struggle that they want to share or not? It's okay. I didn't have a huge long message today. I wanted it to be short and succinct, but I really want you to practice. Now, I do, by the way, if you just raise your hand or chat or anything, or just unmute yourself and start talking, I'm putting this back in the chat again. This website is in every email I send you guys, RGT Resources. It's for everyone to use, okay? If you go up to the top right corner and click on training, and then under training, click on Friday coaching calls, oh my God, there's so many attachments and links of great, great things. One of the things I'm promising myself to do more of in the second half is spend more time, guess what? Calling people that are already in this phone. Not looking for new people to call, or, I got to do my lead follow-up on leads, but this will be about committing to calling people that are already in the phone and just checking in on them and starting to get rolling again with asking for business. I haven't asked for much lately because I've been mostly checking in on people and taking, saying, how'd you do during COVID and all that. But now I'm going to say, Tom, it's me, Rick Jiha. You got a minute? Yeah, I do, Rick. Hey, I do want to catch up on a personal basis, but today I'm calling about business. Do you have a couple of minutes? And go from there, right? And say, hey, inventory is low. Who do you know that's thinking about selling their house? Tons of buyers, very little inventory, and really spread that word. And so that's going to be my commitment. There's a form in there about how to create your top 50, who to call, when to call, how to drip on them. There's one about the perfect week, and then the instructions for doing the perfect week. And then there's one for daily success habits. How, keeping track of what you're doing in a day so you can tell if you're doing the work that needs to be done. We had Teresa on here for a few minutes, and I gave her a challenge last week that she had to set a 30-minute timer, which I've told you all about before, from the minute she wakes up till the minute she goes to bed. And every time it goes off, she'd write down what she did. And she did the first day, and she was simply angry at herself because she had a realization of how many hours wasted in a day. And she did the second day, still angry because she said, I'm even about it. I'm still myself with the time that I've wasted, completely wasted. So it's really good to have a realization of what's working and what's not. And that's how you can do it. So that makes sense to everybody? Okay. I hope that you'll copy these links that I sent you today and use them. And then, you know, maybe take a suggestion and read the book Carla was talking about. And thing, it's not a book. It was a book about how to orchestrate and structure your life so that you get the things you want. So that's another book you might want to read. It's a little more complicated in my opinion, but it definitely has a message about how do you focus on the things that matter most. So, all right, well, that's what I got for you today. If you, the name of that book is called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Okay. Let's see. Thing to Renee, that's really, really helpful to everybody because we all do that. And it's good that you said, I made a decision. We're just doing movies on weekends now and not weeknights. Andrew, did you have something to say, buddy, or?
No, I'm just going to say next time you're in my neighborhood, you got to give me a call so I can buy you a coffee or a beer.
Oh, you're a nice guy. We talked in Upland, and where did we go after Upland? After Upland, we went to Winchester, which is near Temecula. Then the next day we were in Carlsbad, and then that next evening we were in Anaheim. So I'll let you know. I think that's all still pretty far from where you are. But
yeah, that's not the immediate area. It's the greater Los Angeles area.
Man. Andrew,
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
yeah, I lost you. Did you say Anaheim was an hour from you?
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so next time we're down there, we'll probably be a lot closer to you, okay? All right. Okay, everybody, well, you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you can use some of this and move your business forward, and make sure you use the websites and use the tools I'm providing, all right? Talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend,
Thanks.
everybody.
Thanks, Rick. Bye.
All right, bye, everybody.
Thanks so much. Have a great weekend as well.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Rick. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.